These are 3 shapes that you can do from a stargazer position. Make sure that you are properly warmed up before trying these moves, and also include some pigeon poses into your warm-up, because that's essentially what a stargazer pose is. It's a standing pigeon pose. So I'm gonna go into a lunge, and then from here, move my foot to the side, dropping my knee down, trying to keep as close to a 90-degree angle as possible. I keep my front foot flexed, square up the hips, and I can wiggle the hips side to side here. Just get comfy. I can also think about pulling my shoulders back, okay, pushing the chest up and flexing the back foot, lifting the back knee up. Keep the back leg straight and think about pulsing your hip down towards the ground to get an even deeper stretch. And then bring it down. You can also play around by bending and straightening your back leg, working on some active flexibility here. I like to do 5, and then I'll hold it in the air for 5 seconds. Keep trying to pull your foot actively towards you, and then the same hand would reach back, thumb pointing up, and pull gently your foot towards you. I can go back and forth here. You basically want to play around in your pigeon pose for maybe about a minute or so on both sides before you start your stargazer practice. Let's go over the basic stargazer position, or the original stargazer position. You're going to go into a pole climb. So I'm going to take my back leg against the pole, so my shin is against the pole pushing. Take both hands up, and for now, instead of bringing this leg in front, I'm going to pull up, do a little bit of a lift here, pulling up with my arms, but keeping that distance between my chest and the pole. And my back leg is going to swing back, kind of like a wave, bring it to the front, and we're going to try and hook that leg on the pole. Now, when you hook it, you only want it in the back of the knee, ideally, not the calf. So you're not doing a calf hook or ankle hook like this. You want to open up that hip as much as possible to get the pole right in your knee pit, okay? That's important for the stargazer position. So again, it's not like this. You don't want a straight calf on the pole. You want to open up your hip and try to get it behind the knee. You can practice doing this without your hands, okay? A few times on the ground first. So instead of this, open up that hip. It can feel quite challenging in the beginning. It's a little bit awkward. Open the hip, get it behind the knee, and actively pull the pole. Okay, so I'm gonna go hands up, shin against the pole, pulling up. And then from here, this back leg goes to the front in the knee, and then actively pull. From here, I can slide my bottom leg down just a touch to get more grip, and then see if you're able to let go. So the back leg, the bottom leg, I should say, is gonna stay against the pole, and we want as much of our leg on the pole. That's gonna give us better grip. So what I do, once I have my knee hooked, I just slide it down slightly. Remember, the hooking leg is actively pulling against the pole. It's behind the knee, and you can test out the hands first. Relax the shoulders. And this is Stargazer. You can then try grabbing your ankle with the opposite hand. So in this case, I have my left leg hooking. I would take my right hand and grab the ankle, not the toes. Okay, so not the toes. You want a good hold of the ankle. And then from there, slide the bottom leg down a little bit more, making sure not to bend it, because we don't want this to happen. We want our leg to be almost straight. It's just a slight micro bend in that leg. Push the hips against the pole, and we go into like a little bit of a back bend. This is probably the Stargazer that you're used to seeing. Okay, so you're gonna go up, pull up, hook, catch the ankle. I start sliding my bottom leg down just slightly, keeping the inside of my leg against the pole. So don't bend that leg too much, okay? Start pushing your hips towards the pole. Maybe you're able to let go. And in the beginning, you can flex that bottom foot, okay? It's gonna give you better grip. If you feel like you need to flex your foot, flex it. Push your hips towards the pole and go into, slowly, into more of a back bend Stargazer shape, and then pull it back. Once you've done that on both sides and you feel quite comfortable, you can then try the back bend Stargazer on spin pull. I'm going to start off the same way, but this time I'm gonna push myself forwards with my grounded leg to go into a bit of a spin. So push, pull up nice and slow, hook. Remember, slow movements when you're on spin pull. Grab the ankle, slide the bottom leg down, slowly keeping that contact point with the inside of your leg. Slowly, maybe you're able to release the top hand and go into a back bend. And then carefully coming back up and stepping down. For shape number 2, we're going to go into what kind of looks like a levitating stag position. It's a little bit more complicated. I'm going to show it to you first, and then we'll break it down from the ground. So let's go over what the arms are doing, because that's probably the most complicated part of this move. You're in your Stargazer, just like you were before, but this time your opposite arm to a hooking leg is going to slide across the pole, and elbow goes to the pole. So if you have left leg hooking like I have mine, you're going to be taking your right arm behind the pole and then get the line of your elbow against the pole. And it's like you're going to move your head to where your hand is. So your head and your shoulders are going to move to the opposite side of your hooking leg. To help with coordination a little bit, I have a green band on my left ankle and my left wrist. So left leg hooks, right elbow goes behind the pole, and then left arm goes in front of the pole, and you're pushing your top arm against the pole. If I had left leg hooking, my right arm goes across in the elbow. Remember to drop your head, okay? You want to drop it almost like your shoulders are going to come all the way here, like on a horizontal plane, okay? So you don't want to be behind the pole and try to do the arms, because there's no way you're going to get your armpit against the pole. You really need to lean to the side. So once you are in this position and you got your top arm to the pole, okay, so you're pressing against the pole, this bottom hand can rest on the shoulder. The hooked leg is going to come off the pole, and the shin leg, so the leg where you have the grip, is going to come up. Your top hand is going to try and grab that foot. So in this case, it's left hand grabbing right foot. So just remember, it is the foot of the shin leg that you're going to be catching. I'm going to show it to you slowly. So I'm going to go here. Right arm goes into my elbow grip. Remember to start dropping your head, and you want your elbow close to the hooked knee. From here, top hand comes down and in front. From here, I need to get my hooked leg out of the way and get ready to catch my foot with this hand. Remember, you are pulling your elbow into the pole. See if that's okay. Quickly, you're going to lift and catch. Separate the legs. To exit, bring the legs back to the pole, kind of like in a climb position. This is also one of those moves that feels better when you're spinning than on static, but make sure you know all the steps first, okay? You know what you're gonna do. And now we're gonna try and do it whilst spinning a little bit. So I'm gonna go into my climb, nice and slow. All right, front leg goes up and hooks. I'm not spinning too fast. Hook, drop your head down, arm in front, grab the shoulder. I'm gonna remove my hooked leg and get ready to catch my shin leg. Separate the legs for the stag. Breathe. And when you're ready to exit, catch the pole again. One leg behind, one in front. So as you lift the legs, you need to feel a very tight grip in that elbow and squish. So you're pulling your fist kind of towards you, and you're pushing the top arm against the pole. Even when you grab the foot, you're still gonna maintain that grip. Let's try the other side. So in this case, my right leg is gonna hook, my left arm is gonna go through, and then the top arm is gonna go up and then push against the pole. Once I'm here, I'm gonna remove this hooked leg, and my right hand is going to catch my left foot. Oh, I want to hook the other one, so I'm just gonna switch the legs. Hook right, do a little sneaky leg switch. Left arm goes through, right arm, and I'm gonna get ready to catch. Oh, this side doesn't feel as bad. Interesting. Bring the legs back and slowly out of it. For the third shape, you're going to be going into the same grip as your second shape, the levitating stag, but this time you're going to be grabbing same leg to arm. So your left arm in this case would grab your left leg. It's going to be the hooking leg that we're going to catch. And this time you're going to be grabbing the outside of the leg and you're going to extend it. I'm going to show it to you first and then we'll break it down from the ground. So I'm going to imagine you're hooking with your left leg. We would take the right arm or elbow behind the pole. And remember, you really want to lean to the side as much as possible. It's going to give you a better grip. And also for the split, it's important because we're going for a horizontal split. So we don't want to be kind of like stuck here. We really want to drop our weight down as much as possible. So I go right elbow and left arm in front and I'm dropping down. From here, the hooked leg is going to lift up and you have to get ready to catch it quickly. Okay, so it's with left to left. I lift up. When you're grabbing your calf, you're not going to have a great hold. So what I like to do is grab the calf, but then walk the fingers down as much as possible. And I'm pulling that leg in and dropping my weight down. When you drop your weight down, you're going to feel more pressure in the elbow. That's what we want because that's going to hold you in the air. From here, the back leg, so it was your shin leg, right in this case, is going to kick up. That leg is very active. So it's not going to just naturally go up. You have to really squeeze your butt to lift it up. Really, really, really tight there. Obviously, the more you drop down, the easier it will be to lift that back leg up and to get that nice horizontal split shape. Let's see if we can do it without spinning. I'm here. Okay. And remember, you're pulling with that bottom elbow. Well, I'm trying to get a good grip here. There we go. So see, my head is all the way to the side. I'm going to take the front leg up. I'm going to catch it. Okay, this is quite squishy, for lack of a better word. Everything is going to feel very squished against the pole. Start bending the grounded leg to feel more weight in the elbow. Start dropping your head down. Start lifting your tailbone up. If that feels okay, you can try lifting that leg and shooting it up behind you. It's kind of tricky to talk in this position. So you lean forward, bend. The back leg especially, it has to go fast, okay? Don't just like hover it in the air. You have to like kick back behind you to lift it. I'm gonna try doing it on spin. It feels better on spin, okay? So if this felt like excruciating, don't worry. On spin, it feels a bit better. So I'm gonna go into my climb. Okay, left leg is hooking. My opposite arm goes through. I already start dropping my head here. Pull with that elbow. Left arm. I'm going to get ready to catch the front leg. Let's try that again, but this time I'm going to go a little bit faster because this is one of those moves that I find is easier to hold when you have a bit more speed. Obviously, go over the steps slowly, but once you know exactly what you need to do, maybe try it with a bit of a faster spin. And these are 3 shapes that you can do from a stargazer position. Have fun with these. Feel free to reach out if you need a little bit more support or you have any questions. I'd be happy to help out. In the meantime, happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next class.